long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting.
Nintendo.
Hello. It's been a while. To be fully honest, I was trying to make a video for Elite Dangerous, but Muscovite mining is, let's just say, cancerous. Odyssey did come out, which was basically expansion, making everything first person, adding more Star Citizen elements to the game. But in the end, the thing basically went backwards as the graphics were kind of downgraded slightly, apparently, and the frame rates are apparently horrible for a lot of people. Then again, I think most of the people complaining were people that want to play 144 Hz games in a space sim about flying a fucking ship with PvE elements. So, company definitely did fuck up and is definitely not in the right, but I just kind of wish the complaints would be not retarded. But of course they are. Anyway, I played Eternal Darkness. It's a game that I've been wanting to play over and over again since I was little. The game came out in 2002, and I played it, I guess, 4 or 5 when I got a GameCube. It has almost been 20 years, I guess. I am 21. I was born in 2000, and I finally beat the game once in its own kind of path. What I have to say is that you play as Alex Roivaz, a daughter of the Roivaz family, and she goes to Rhode Island to this mansion that is owned by her whole family lineage to check on her grandfather, who was brutally murdered. She finds a book called Eternal Darkness and realizes that 2,000 years ago, a gladiator named Pius Augustus found these artifacts and touched one of them. And depending if you touch one of the 3, it can change all the cutscenes in all the games to a different enemy, as it basically turns Pius into a corpse god who is trying to basically H.G. Wells summon a Cthulhu-like monster to basically just become powerful, as well as, I guess he has his own beliefs and humanity needing to fall or something like that. But it's always interesting, his conversations with, let's say, like the monks and the people that basically follow his cult, knowing that he's just a random evil dude that apparently was supposed to be good, but chose not to be good. As Eternal Darkness, the book called Eternal Darkness, seems to actually be the good side. That's right, yes, the book called Eternal Darkness is actually a good side of everything. It's almost like a book bound by flesh and blood that basically takes the memories of its user and stores it for later, so that if, let's say, the person dies and is unsuccessful in taking down one of the 3 essences of these artifacts, I think it's Chatutunga, Ilias, God, I'm not even gonna try, but 3: blue, red, and green, and then purple, which is Manta Rock. I know that one at least. But to say that the game is it is so good, how much content is in the game, specifically knowing that if you choose each essence, a new type of monster will be summoned, and all the cutscenes are different. All the different types of goals and motivations that these monsters have are different as well. And because of that, it makes a lot of things more interesting than even before. I also love that this type of evil has to have 2,000 years of its summoning, but while that's happening, you have Last Stand happening for all these people from medieval to Persian to, you know, 80 to BC, to like an Indiana Jones-like character, priest, or a bishop, or I think it's a monk actually, trying to stop this from happening. And the fact that basically all of them are going to Alex to basically save the world, right? Another thing I love about this game, and another reason I was lucky about it, is that Alex is a female. So like a lot of the things I watched as a kid, anime like Burst Angel or Bubblegum Crisis, Hellsing, you could say even too. I've never really had like a lack of experience of a lot of strong female characters. I think if you go to more Western, it's most likely doesn't exist. And most of my media that I watch is from Japan specifically. And even though Japan is very weird in how progressive it is, it seems their media is a lot more progressive than their actual government. Doing like Tokyo Godfathers is a thing and stuff like that. You could say like Nana, just a lot of stuff that just seems really progressive, even though like they got some weird fucking shit with their government. But because of that, Alex Roivaz was one of my favorite characters in any game. Any game. I just like when people are like, what's your favorite protagonist or hero of like a game or whatever, I would be saying Alex Roivaz, 100%. Just the fact because That was the first thing that was introduced. Like if a kid is introduced to Iron Man first, something you kind of like imprint or something like Twilight or some bullshit, and that's immediately your first and favorite thing to look at. But for me, it was Alex Roivez and the custodian from the custodian from Haunted Mansion, which you know what, I might play that game next because that game fucking was awesome. And I did actually beat that game. I did actually beat that game when I was little. And it would be so good to go back and see if it was actually like a decent game, like how good it was. And this was very between this like golden age of movie video games no one talks about. Like this is when like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out. The Haunted Mansion came out. But just like video game movies in general in that part, there was a lot more better products that were made in that short like early 2000s, mid 2000s than like anything made right now, which is pretty funny. But with that, the Eternal Darkness thing is it's just so good. I was so happy that it took 14 hours to beat, and basically you play as all these different characters that are going through these different, let's say, of course, time eras, trying to do the exact same goal, which is almost like a Halo Reach type thing where like everybody dies at the end. But it actually, Halo Reach type thing is all the people die trying to stop this. Some of them actually do not die. I'm not going to say much because I really want people to play this. And let's say if you want to do it ethically, I would just get Eternal Darkness off of eBay, get the ROM off of Dolphin, or make a ROM off that disc and then use Dolphin to emulate it and upscale it to 4K. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. I was so happy playing it in like 4K and with a 1080 Ti too, so it doesn't take that much to run it at just a solid 60 because it is a GameCube game. Which is also the nice thing about the future, you know? Better technology, it's easier to run older games. But yeah, no. That becomes a climax at the end where it's legit like the end of Harry Potter, where he's basically like, you know, doing that weird like power surge thing with Voldemort, and like all the ghosts of like the people Voldemort's killed, or I think it was their parents or whatever, like try to save him. That's the exact same thing that happens in Eternal Darkness, and it's so great. You basically are like, you know, fighting the corpse god because he's like the biggest baddest guy, you know. But you change between like some of the characters and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna leave it there because a lot of the actual game is just so good that I don't want to spoil it, because you can just kind of view as every little like chapter is just like a short story, and a lot of them are really good. I gotta be honest. My favorite though was not the Indiana Jones type character, but I think it was the first, I think it's chapter 2 actually. It's you're basically playing as a courier for the bishop or the king or something like that, and then you get like Elder Scroll cursed pretty much. And I'm only talking about this because it's the beginning of the game, and while you're going through these and you have to basically do all these things like fighting these monsters and stuff like that, managing your sanity and your magic pool, which is one thing I'm not talking about is sanity. If you have it at low, like things get crazy, like your volume would go down, your save file would be deleted, just crazy shit like that would freak me the fuck out as a kid. It was so good. But my favorite thing about that isn't even the sanity, it's just that chapter, because you're slowly turning into an undead zombie and you're just like deteriorating constantly. And I really like heroes that don't have plot armor. So that was really fucking good. And so I recommend anybody to play it for sure. But yeah, no, I wanted to play Eternal Darkness. I wanted to talk about it. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. I really want to get to 1,000 subscribers at this point. If I can get to 1,000 subscribers, then I'm one step closer to actually getting monetized on this channel. And then I can buy more $2 games and eat food. That'd be nice. Like my dream right now, I'm kidding you not, this is literally my dream, is to have enough money in my bank account every month that I can treat myself to a Burger King croissant sandwich whenever I want. But not too much, because I already got fat in elementary school for eating too many of those things from Jimmy Dean's, so we're not repeating that. But anyway, stay safe. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Like, comment, and subscribe.